Hello all and welcome to our Crochet Designs. My name is Mary, coming to you with a video vlog for, I don't know what you want to call it, we'll just call it the first few weeks of September, because at the end of September, if you don't remember us from last year and you're joining us new, by the way, firstly, welcome. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, do all those fun things. But at the end of September, I do a thing called Remember September. So we're not going to talk about that right now because that's going to be discussed at the end of September. But for now, what we're going to talk about in this video vlog right here are 4 different things, plus maybe one extra. I haven't thought about it yet. But all right, notice how she just makes this up as she goes along. In this video, you're going to hear what's happening with the projects for September, October, November, and December. These are rough things about what's happening, yeah? The other thing is we're going to talk about catching up. Then we're also going to talk about Christmas. And one last thing, maybe in the middle somewhere or towards the end, I haven't decided where to put it, pricing. A lot of people have been asking me about pricing. Just note, there are many other ways you can price your work, and I know a lot of people have done them different ways. But these are the few ways that I have that I thought you may just be interested. So that's coming up somewhere throughout this particular video vlog, if you will. But for now, I do want to mention one big thing. Don't forget, we are currently in the process of creating our gorgeous, it's upside down, of course it is. Get it organised, Mary. V-neck vest, this is the back. And yours truly, as of today, started recording the front. So you should get the right front. The right front? Yes. You should get the, I'm trying to think of it. No? Is it the left front? It's the left front. Come on, Mary, you can get it right. You should get the left front this time tomorrow night. Oh, very exciting. Or if I don't get this video vlog up tonight, you should get the front on Friday night. I hope that made sense, yeah? So just a quick one to let you know, this vest, we are very, very close to finishing it, so keep your eyes peeled for that, yeah? In the meantime, let's talk quickly about the rest of the projects that we're going to be creating throughout the year. All right, and one of the main projects that we've been creating throughout the year, which I've been putting a stop on all the time because we've had so much happening, was the Wreath Project. Now, there's the details I was going to say. There's the photos of the wreath. How gorgeous are they? They are some of the projects we've already created. We've also created the wreath as well. So we're still in the middle of that. That was an annual project which has just gone way off the rails. So you're still going to get those projects, and we'll talk about that in a moment, right? But in September, I'm just going to give you a rough outline. This is not set in stone yet. In September, you're going to get July and August's Wreath Project. And they're usually something small, okay? And then we're going to attach it to the wreath. That's what's going to happen in September. You're also going to get that open V-neck vest that I just showed you. That's going to finish over the next week or so, maybe less, depending how quick we are. Then you're going to also do the Halloween vest, which is this one that I'm wearing, or there's a better picture for you to see right there. That particular vest we are creating for a funny home, let's try that again, funny Halloween video this year. We've already uploaded part 1, and now everything I talk about, the parts to these items that I've discussed today, they'll be in a description box down below. Each link will be there. Now, the first one you saw was a V-stitch V-neck vest. That's the first link you'll see. The next link is the square to this particular piece. That's your second link, all right? So whatever you hear me talk about, the links, if we have created them, will be there, all right? So that's our little description box down below, or it's got the word more. You just click on more and you'll see the very first few links will be these, yeah? All right. Also in September, for the rest of September, we're going to be doing a thing called Yarn Antics. Now, we stopped doing that for a while. What is Yarn Antics, I hear you ask? That is every Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. Melbourne, Australia time. We have a live right here where I grab maybe 5 or 6 skeins of yarn and I get someone on the live, one of our subscribers, to pick one colour or 2, and we create something on the channel. It's our very next project that we create on the channel, specifically using the yarn that that particular subscriber chose, and their name gets called out within the video or the tutorial as well. So it's very exciting. I love doing yarn antics. We're going back to that this Saturday, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Plus, we also have a live at 4 p.m. Wednesday afternoons every week as well. So 10 a.m. Saturday mornings, 4 p.m. Wednesday afternoon, Melbourne, Australia time. Marry that up with your country, all right? So that's yarn antics. We're going back to that this Saturday, so get excited. Something else is happening this Saturday, and I'll talk about that in a moment, yeah? But in the meantime, for the rest of this month, you'll be getting the yarn antics, and you'll be getting the thigh warmer. Now, the thigh warmer is like a leg warmer, but goes right up to your thigh. Now that I'm also creating for Halloween. So our regulars are going to be waiting for this. That's coming up probably the end of the week next week, but don't quote me on it yet. Don't quote me on it. But we will have that done by the end of September. And at the end of September, we'll also have our V-neck vest done. And then we're going to continue on with this particular vest that I'm wearing here today. In October, we're going to be creating our hippie hip band, or a shawl if you will, but we're also creating that for Halloween as well. Now this is the start of it. I still don't know whether I'm going to use this particular stitch, but keep that in mind. It's most likely I will now because I can't think of anything, but we'll see. So that's happening in October. Also in October, we're doing our September Wreath Project, because in September we're doing the July and the August Wreath Project. So we're doing a September Wreath Project and a pet blanket / bed. We haven't decided yet. And then we're going to be doing our Christmas project. Now let's take a step back. Remember I said this Saturday we're going back to live antics. Also this Saturday's live and the Wednesday's live afterwards, they are both going to be our Christmas brainstorming lives. Get excited, okay? So if you really want to join us for those brainstorming lives, they will be this Saturday morning, 10 a.m. or Wednesday afternoon, 4 p.m. of the week coming. If by any chance you miss them, because, you know, life gets us busy, it happens, you can also leave a comment in that live, at the comment section down below of that live, and give me your information. Watch the live, hear what other people are saying, and then you can give your ideas in that same live. Not this one here because we haven't started the brainstorming yet. Either this Saturday's live or next Wednesday's live. If you don't make them, just rewatch one of them or both of them, and then you can leave a comment for something that may not have been said that you are interested in seeing for Christmas. So we'll talk about that later. And also in September, October, November, maybe, I'm not sure about December yet, we're going to do a thing called How To. Now, How To is pretty much what you see already when I show you little stitches through our shorts here on YouTube or reels on Instagram and Facebook and things like that. It's the same sort of thing, but they're bigger, if you will. They're not the 1-minute videos or the 30-second videos. They're a full 15-minute videos telling you how to do a certain, not so much a stitch because we do that anyway, but maybe how to do a repair, maybe how to sort out the yarns, maybe how to judge what hook size to use. So it's all about how to. And whenever you see how to at the beginning of one of our videos, you'll know that that will help you in your growth of creating your projects, if you will. It's not a matter of just picking up a hook and some yarn and going. It just doesn't work that way. There's so much more to crochet than just doing that. So starting from basics and working your way up, that is what the how-tos are going to be. So each month you'll have one or maybe even two, depending on how much time we have until December. You will have at least one each month of the how-tos. Okay, so they are coming up. I've been playing with them over the past few months, you know, little short videos. So I'll just put a few together and we'll start doing the how-tos, all right? So let's go back to October again. We were talking about a Christmas project / gift / surprise. In October, did I say surprise? What will I think of next? If you're joining us new, a surprise on our channel means a giveaway. Now, a giveaway, we really don't use that word on our channel. It gets rid of all the nasty people and keeps all the people who are legitimate crochet people or yarn people, you know, anyone who needs yarn, entering our surprises. And what happens is I put up some yarn, hook, pattern, scissors, whatever, a whole lot of gear. I haven't really decided yet. Christmas is a while away. But that will happen in October, where I put them all together and we run a surprise and you guys get to enter and the winner gets to win that yarn or hook, scissors, whatever it is. This one here is going to be a good one. So if you want to enter, this is the one to enter. Now, I will talk about it weeks before. I will talk about it a week before, talk about it 5 days before. And when the video is up and running, you'll see the word surprise. Whenever you see the word surprise in any of our videos, that is a giveaway. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Yay. So that's that. And that will happen in October. So in October, you'll see the surprise video with the very first Christmas project that we're making, which will be a gift for a family member. And then we'll start doing our normal Christmas items, like, I don't know, maybe table runner, a coaster, placemat, whatever. We'll talk about that through our brainstorming, yeah? All right, so that's that. And also there'll be a funny video, and you know which one that's going to be. That's the Halloween one happening in October. Again, it's not a scary video. It's just a lot of fun and silliness. And it's actually no crochet involved. You get to laugh at my expense. I mean, you get to laugh with me, yeah? So it's just a little bit of fun, a little bit of silliness. There's nothing scary about it, but it is very silly on my part. Anyway, come November, we will be doing something that everybody's waiting for, the mystery blanket. Yay! Now, we will talk about that closer to the date. It will be the very first week in November. Get excited. And I know there's a few people who are thinking, finally, that's coming. And also in November, we are going to make something that once again should have been made last year in March. It is going to be a Christmas gift again, and it will be, well, it's up to you. You don't have to use it for a Christmas gift. You can use it for yourself. It will be a pocket shawl, something I've not made on the channel before. I will be making that in November. Also in November, you'll be seeing more Christmas projects from the brainstorming that you guys have put together. Not all of those items we'll make. We'll pick a few and then we'll do a little poll, and then you guys can make me laugh and say, we want this, we want that, we want this. And you guys can choose the ones you want, yeah? Oh, it's so funny. I'm laughing because that's a lot of fun, yeah? Also, we still haven't made our scrap vest. Now, I know this is a year of vests with us. I don't know how this all happened. If we get time, which I hope we will, we'll be making that in November, yeah? Plus, there's something that I've been wanting to make on the channel for a very, very long time. Now, you can do this for Christmas as well, or you can do it for yourself. I'm personally making one for myself. That's neither here nor there because I've always wanted one. It is a hexagon sweater / jumper, whatever you want to call it. Now, that's going to be close to our summer in November. We hit summer in December here in Australia. So I haven't decided whether to make it a summer one or a winter one or both. Or you can use them both. But we'll see, all right? But just keep that in mind. Funny video. I've decided this year to do a funny video for Christmas as well. I do one for Halloween. Let's do one for Christmas. Let's do one for Easter. Let's do one for all those funny days. I think it's just a way of taking a break and not crocheting and just having a bit of a laugh. I can't say anything else. All right. At the end of the month, you will get another wreath project in November. That will be the final wreath project until we decide how to end our wreath in December. That's something to think about. I already have something in mind, so let me play with it and I'll let you know what's happening from here till then. Come December, I've got here Christmas projects in the first week. Christmas projects. Crochet letters. I'm going to do a bunting across here with Wow Crochet Designs on it. And what I will do is I will be doing some letters throughout December. And if you want letters that you would like to see, and that's just crocheting little letters, that's all, like A, B, C. And if you want to see certain letters, you let me know. Otherwise, I'll be crocheting just the letters of Wow Crochet Designs and whatever letters that you tell me you want to see. We'll talk about that when I start crocheting those letters. Also in December, all we will be doing is the Christmas projects that we're going to talk about in that brainstorming over the next week and a half, and catching up on any other project that we still haven't completed. Now, over the next month, a definite next month, you will be seeing, not next month, the end of this month and next month, you will be seeing my patterns going up on the website. Now, I will be doing video vlogs whenever a pattern comes up. That's why I didn't put in video vlogs here. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about, the very final thing before we get on to our pricing, is this particular green hat that we have right here. Now, as you know, that is my lucky hat. And someone got onto the channel recently, we'll call him Bryant, and he said, Mary, are you ever going to make a fedora hat? Or are you going to wait until St. Patrick's Day to do it, being the fact that it's green? And I said, I will think about it and let you know. And I have thought about it, and the hat will come on the channel. I just haven't decided from here until December when that hat is coming up. So Bryant, keep your eyes peeled, and I will let you know on some of our lives. I know you join us on our lives when the pattern comes up, because I haven't created it yet. It's something I haven't created. I'll have to play with it a little bit. I don't know what colour I'm going to use yet. We might have a chat, you and I, Bryant, at one stage when I'm ready to create, and we will talk about what's going to happen with that beautiful fedora hat. So keep your eyes peeled for that, guys. I've always wanted to make one on the channel. I just never did, and someone brought it up, and now I'm going to do it. But I don't know when. But just keep your eyes peeled. So that's pretty much what's happening from September to December. Real quickly, we're going to head over to the workstation right now, and we're going to sort out my idea of pricing. Just note, guys, that the following way of pricing is my own version of the way I like to price. It doesn't necessarily mean that's set in stone and that you should price that way. If you really are interested in pricing, check out what everyone else does as well. Find one that is suitable to you, that you can understand and work around that. But in the meantime, let's head over to the workstation and check out my way of pricing. Alrighty guys, so here on the table we have 4 different types of yarn. We'll talk about that in a minute. You have some utilities plus 1. All right, let's talk briefly about the utilities. There's some items that you may need or may not need. What you will definitely need is sewing needle, scissors, measuring tape, yes, and your hook. You may or may not need stitch markers. You can always use a piece of thread to mark your stitches, or you can use a hairpin, paper clip, safety pin, whatever you have in stock, right? You don't necessarily need them. However, no matter what you purchase here, let's leave the hook out for a minute, these are not something you charge your customer or client for. They're your utilities. You should have them in stock regardless of what your customer is asking for, except, of course, the stitch markers. All right, let's take for argument's sake the customer wants a cardigan and he was going to use the basic yarns you see here. So it calls for a basic crochet hook, a 4mm or a 5 or even a 6. These are ones that you can get in stock anywhere, and you should have pretty much from size 2.5mm all the way up to 6.5mm and maybe 8 and 9 in stock. You should always have those in stock, or at least have your 3.5 to your 5.5 in stock. Your customer does not get charged for it. However, your customer's rung you and said, I want a really big, chunky cardigan, and the hook you will need is a 25mm hook. You don't have that in stock. You tell your customer, I'm sorry, it's an unusual hook, so I may need to have to purchase that. So you can pre-warn your customer. But let's say for argument's sake, it's a normal hook size like a 4mm, you don't charge your customer for. The plus one, you do. Your Your customer, he's a young fella. He really wants this fancy cardigan and he wants you to use these fancy buttons, not your average buttons. He wants ones with a whole lot of fancy artwork on it, and it's going to cost you, I don't know, $8 to purchase this, $6. I can't remember. What did I put on there? I put $6 on the paperwork. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's say it costs $6. I can't remember what I paid for it. Let's pretend it was $6. Yeah? Then I said to him, look, I have this type of yarn. I have the more expensive types, your medium type, and your very cheap. This one here, if you were to head on to Spotlight here at Melbourne, Australia, at the moment it's currently worth $9.10. Now that changes because they have specials and they have deals and whatever. But for now, today that the customer has asked for it, that's what the price is. Okay. This one here, I got this on special from memory at Spotlight as well for $4.20, which was an absolute bargain because usually it's $7 or $8 or more. Okay, so keep that in mind. This one here, extremely expensive once again, but I got it for not $20. It's worth $20, but I got it for 20% off, and we'll talk about that later as well. This one here, a lot cheaper, acrylic. I got that. Actually, I don't know what I got it for because I can't remember, but it's currently selling for $4 and something cents. Let's just put down $4. I think it's $4.10 or something, but for the sake of it, might be $4.55. Doesn't matter. We're going to put down $4, pretend that it's $4 today. All right. So what I did off air, because I had a lot of problems with my book and the lighting here. So I did it all off air, but I will explain it to you with the book anyways. So here's the book. Let's move everything out the way. So here's the book, and here's what I did off air. I had a lot of issues with the lighting, so hopefully it doesn't happen. The Marvel yarn right here. Okay, now it cost, I put down $4, and what I've done was yarn times amount. So let's say his cardigan was 5 skeins. He needed 5 of these at 100 grams each. So we bought 5. We haven't bought it. We're going to tell him that that's what we're buying it for, right? Let's just say we don't have it in stock. So to purchase the yarn alone, it's going to cost you $20. Then you're going to times it by what you're worth. Now, if you are brand spanking new at crochet, you cannot charge him an hourly rate because one row of his cardigan might take you, I don't know, an hour. Let's just say it takes you an hour because you're slow and you're starting new and the rest of it, all right? So you've charged him, instead of charging him per hourly rate, the normal rate is times 3. It's yarn amount times 3 plus the extra. We'll talk about that in a minute. So you've charged him times 3, which so far it's costing him $60. The extra is if there is something he wants to add extra, like these fancy buttons, or you want to purchase a fancy ribbon of some sort, okay? So if he wants something extra, you need to charge him for the extra. Okay, but not for the hook, the scissors, the sewing needle. That's not his problem. That's your problem to deal with, all right? So far, his cardigan's going to cost him, and I didn't put a price in there, excuse me. Hopefully it doesn't go blurry. This is what was happening before. It was going all blurry. Oops. All right. What have I done? No, let's get rid of that. Hello, Mary, come on, you can do this. It's going to cost him $66 for his cardigan in the really cheap yarn. But then he says to you, I don't really like that yarn. And he uses that voice as well, all right? So you go ahead and you charge him for the more expensive yarn, which was $20. But don't forget, whatever discount that you get for the yarn, he needs to get as well, all right? It's not fair on him that you're charging full price for the yarn when you got 20% off, which made it $16 per skein. All right, so $16 per skein times 5 skeins, because that's how much you'll need to make his cardigan. It's going to cost so far $80. Times your 3, $240. This is costing him a lot of money. Now, don't think just because it's more expensive than your first price that you shouldn't charge him for the buttons. No, you need to charge him for the buttons, which altogether is $246. Now he says to you, oh my gosh, I'm not paying $246 for a cardigan, then you say, no problems, I'll go back to the more a cheaper yarn for you. All right. But if he doesn't like any of these, then you start working out prices for these. All right. Which is whatever that was, $4 something. And that was, I think it's at the moment, it's $9 something in stock. I don't know why it's so expensive. But anyway, so there you go. So that's his price if you are not a more professional crocheter. So let's take, for argument's sake, you're really speedy crochet, you're fast. So you want to charge the way I charge, okay? Now, this is all different for different people, and I'll explain why. Yarn times the amount. So we're going back to this one here for the sake of it. $16 times 5, it still works out to be $80, yeah? But I'm charging $200. Now, why am I charging an extra $200? Because I'm charging the extra, which is your $6 for your button. Don't worry about that. We already know that. But I'm charging per hourly rate because I crochet fast or whatever the reason, right? So let's guess that it's going to take 8 hours to make the cardigan. But remember, when you guess, you kind of need to play with the pattern in a small gauge swatch first to see if it takes longer for you to make something like that than to make something with just double crochets, right? So let's say I'm charging $25 an hour. Now, I put down there, that's just a figure. That's not my price. What you should be charging per hour is the hourly minimum salary from your country. So let's say, for argument's sake, you worked in a shoe shop, right? Your boss has to pay you your $25 an hour. So if you are worth $25 an hour working in a shoe shop, this is just a figure, whatever your country's minimum hourly pay is, okay? So you have to look that up for yourself, for your country. I just put $25 for the sake of it, but you need to find out the minimum hourly rate in your country, okay? Then you multiply that by the hours that you're going to work. So let's say you're working 8 hours, you multiply it by 25, and that made it $200. So I went 25 times 8 is $200. So 80 plus 200, so far it's 280 plus the button, $6. Don't think because you're charging him more here that you need to undercharge or not get your button. You still need to get paid for that as well. Now, unless you want to give more of a discount, you can. Remember, the yarn is already discounted. Okay, the yarn has already been discounted by 20% off. So he's getting a more expensive yarn with that 20% discount already. Now he looks at you and says, absolutely no way I'm paying that much for a cardigan. Then you need to tell him that he needs to go to someone a little bit less professional than you, or you can give him the more cheaper yarn, which, whatever that is, the hourly rate. I didn't work that out. But just to let you know, if you wanted to do it my way is yarn times the amount of yarn that we needed plus the button, right? And then the hourly rate used to create a garment. Now, if by any chance it's your own design, you need to charge for your design. Now, depending on the item, right? Let's say if it's a cardigan, I would usually charge $12.95 for that pattern. So that's extra again. Now, I don't know what that is. Oh, I put 95. That's 95. 5, 9, let's hope I don't mess it up. The 8, 9. So far, this is costing him $298 to get a cardigan made by me, a fancy one using my design. These are all the things you need to think of. Now, one more thing you need to do. Let's take, for argument's sake, you're not a brand spanking new crocheter. You're not a professional one, right? So you are kind of in the middle. So if you're in the middle, my theory would be to charge that a little bit more, whether that's times 4. Don't go past times 4 because then you're going into hourly rates. Okay, I know this is a lot to think about, but it's also something that you need to think about when you're creating. Remember, at the end of the day, your time is valuable, yeah? Your time is worth everything. And like I said, your boss wouldn't come up to you if you worked in a store and say, okay, you're working 8 hours today, I'm only going to pay you for 3. What would you do if you were working in a store and he's only paying you for 3 hours? You would question it, right? Same with your doing your own professional business. Someone says, I'm not paying you 8 hours to do that, or 4 hours or 3, or whatever it is length it takes you, say that's okay, then you may have to look elsewhere because I am worth my hourly rate. Okay, I know a lot of people, they undercharge crochet, but you know what? It's up to them. If they want to underpay themselves, that's their business. But if you really want to have a proper business, you will do it properly with your hourly worth rate. If you know another way of pricing and that suits you better, then by all means, go ahead and use that way. And there you have it, guys. That's pricing. Again, just take it in, perspective that, you can use it or you don't have to use it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean it's the right way. It just means it is a way of pricing your work. All right, that's pretty much all I want to talk about, guys. Don't forget, tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow night, you will be getting this guy right here. What did I say that was? The left side. And I've actually recorded from here to here at the moment. So now all I have to do is record from there all the way to the front where we start opening up for the V. Thank you very much for joining us today, guys. I rushed through this video real quickly because I ran out of time today, but I did do the pricing nice and slowly for you so that you could go back to that at your own time and watch it real slowly again when you get a chance. All right, thank you very much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, do all the wonderful things that you guys pretty much already do for me, and get excited about all these gorgeous projects coming up. I go like this because they're Halloween projects, they're all the other projects that are down in the book. Get excited, guys. They are coming up very soon. We are a busy channel. Keep that in mind. And I will see everyone on our live this Saturday, 10 a.m. Yay! Christmas brainstorming day. Very exciting. Ciao for now. Try to be good. Bye all. And that is also, we're also creating that for Halloween. Excuse me. Let me try that again.